Amy drops out of the race.
And she's endorsing Biden?
Let's talk about it, y'all. Middle America. Well, hot off the presses, we're probably going to be the first YouTube channel that reports on this. But Amy Klobuchar, as of 1:41 p.m. EST, and we are recording right now at 1:48, so this is quick.
Whew.
I ran. I said, "Sorry, get out of the bathroom." I woke up the baby all night. Here it is. Amy Klobuchar will end 2020 presidential campaign and endorse Joe Biden.
Surprise.
Klobuchar campaign confirmed that the senator is flying to Dallas to join the former vice president at his rally, where she will suspend her campaign and give her endorsement on the eve of Super Tuesday. So Super Tuesday is the most important day.
You called it. You called it from deep, babe.
I did. What did I? Oh, well, what did I say?
You said she was going to drop out, and it was going to be announced on that she was going to give her endorsement to Biden. And you said Super Tuesday.
Yep. And I was in our car. We had our little anniversary.
Oh, I was going to say, did you say it publicly, or did you only say it to me? What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't say it.
Oh, no.
This was in our car last night on the way to our anniversary dinner, part one. But here it is. And look at the strategy. Amy Klobuchar was again the other centrist, common sense Democrat. So you had two progressives, which was Bernie and Elizabeth Warren, which, you know, Elizabeth Warren is basically Hillary Clinton with a Bernie Sanders mask, is what people say. So she's supposedly the progressive. She's staying in the race all the way till the end, she says. Because what that's going to do is people who would... Anybody who would vote for her would have voted for Bernie. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I think one of the members of the squad endorsed her, and the rest of them endorsed Bernie. So she's pulling from the same pool as Bernie. And then Mayor Pete drops out before Super Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Amy Klobuchar drops out before Super Tuesday.
Yep.
Because we all know what's happening. The powers that be in the DNC are telling these folks, look, he swept up Carolina, and so we need to put all of our energy around him because this is not about beating Trump. This is about beating Bernie Sanders.
So crazy.
So now they're all falling in line with what the DNC power brokers are telling them to do. She's flying over to Dallas, not only to surrender her campaign, but to campaign for Biden. Unbelievable. Keep in mind, 2 weeks ago, Biden did not know where he was. Like, I'm not saying this to mock Biden. I'm just saying
so
the man
frustrating.
Literally does not know where he's from or where he is. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks ago, he was saying he needed to be supported in the Senate.
Yep.
And that he, it was unbelievable.
And then he was talking about someone else that was actually for Senate or something. He was talking about them being the president.
Yesterday, when we were watching his North Carolina speech, he was talking about the governor, the North Carolina senator, that we need to make him the president. I mean, here we go.
There's so many things that he's been confused on and gotten mixed up.
This idea, I mean,
Biden cannot win against Trump.
Impossible.
It's never, ever in a million years going to happen. I literally think the only one that it would be interesting. I agree with you. I think it would be interesting to see Mike Bloomberg go against him because of their entitlement personality sort of thing. It would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I don't think that he would. I really don't think he would stand a chance, though. I do think that. Well, I don't know.
I think Bernie's the only one that could give him a significant challenge.
Yes, but Bernie has said some things that Trump's crowd won't roll with.
Yeah, but there are people that are hardcore Trumpers that are, it doesn't matter. You put Jesus against Trump and they'll vote for Trump. But there are people like us that are open to Bernie. And I, for example, if there was a Bernie versus Trump ticket, I would absolutely take Bernie, especially if Bernie had
because of the Medicare for All.
If Bernie had Tulsi had Secretary of State or Tulsi at VP, that would be such a a powerful ticket. Mm-hmm. So what these people are doing right now, I mean, it is clear. They took one giant win. Now keep in mind, Iowa aside from Super Tuesday, is the most important caucus in the life cycle of the election right now. And supposedly Mayor Pete won, but you didn't see anybody dropping out or anything like that. But because he won one state, and admittedly it was a significant win. Now they're all dropping like flies and
that was
supporting.
like his crew or something that was that state.
Correct, South Carolina.
So then how is that a big celebration?
I agree. But this if this was a normal election cycle, these guys would still be fighting it out and see what happens after Super Tuesday. But the fact that they're dropping out before Super Tuesday tells
They're trying to stack it.
Tells me that the DNC called all their establishment folks and said, "Hey, all right, it's time now." I don't know what's going on with Bloomberg. I don't know if Bloomberg is too arrogant to bend the knee to Biden before Super Tuesday. Yeah. But at this point, it's a complete waste of money. There's no way. He's got a ton of money, and the DNC is beholden to him, so they can't really call him and tell him what to do. But for aspiring politicians like Klobuchar and others, and Mayor Pete, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
Mayor Pete has solidified himself as a establishment candidate forever, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that by the time June, July comes around at the convention, that they have a brokered convention and that Bernie doesn't have an overwhelming victory, because if he doesn't have an overwhelming victory, then the decision goes to the superdelegates, and the superdelegates are going to pick Biden. It is obvious now that Biden is the guy that they're hitching their wagons to. It's clear.
Obviously.
Believable.
I really don't know what they're thinking, though. It's very confusing to me. Like, how can they think? Like, do they really think that Joe could run the country?
No. I don't. I think they know that Joe is a sacrificial lamb as far as the general elections go. But here's what happened. You remember the Never Trump campaign? The Republicans had a Never Trump campaign, and they tried like mad to sabotage Trump. They tried to cannibalize Trump while he was running.
Yep.
And what happened was here's the ironic part of the whole thing, and I'm going to shoot another video about this probably after this one. But the Republicans actually have a more democratic process for electing their person than the Democrats do, because the Republicans don't have superdelegates. So what happened basically in 2016 was that all the Republican sort of kingmakers and the establishment Republicans were saying never Trump, never Trump, never Trump. But all the people said, no, we want Trump. And so the Republicans said, well, okay, that's what they want. What can we do? And so they all fell behind Trump. And now the party has now become the party of Trump. It's not the Republican Party. It is the Trumpian Party. Those are facts. It's obvious. Okay. On the other side, Bernie is the only other figure that carries that type of loyalty and sort of cult-like personality cult that Trump has on the other side. So if Bernie wins, it will no longer be the Democratic Party. It will be the party of Bernie and AOC, basically. And so the establishment powers that be are not going to do what the Republicans did. They're not going to let the will of the people decide. So they're going to go to a brokered convention where the superdelegates, where the powers that be, dictate to them who the candidate is. And so whether or not Biden beats Trump, they don't care about that. What they care about is we're not surrendering the party to this guy. And then AOC and the rest of them. We're not surrendering the party to those people.
Oh, well, okay.
That's what's happening. They would rather lose with Biden than win with Bernie, because what it means for them in the future is they're going to have a Democratic version of what's happening with Trump.
Do you think Biden knows they're doing this?
Oh, 100% he knows.
So do you think he's making those gaffes on purpose?
No, he's not making the gas on purpose. I mean, he wants to win, and maybe he's delusional enough to think that he might be able to beat Trump. I mean, I have no idea. You know, in order to run for president, you gotta have to be delusional.
I feel like that's really mean.
You kind of have to be delusional, right?
Yeah.
Like Trump. Like, how many of us thought that Trump was going to win?
No, yeah. I see.
So you kind of have to be delusional to run for president. I mean, there's only been 45 people that have been able to do that out of the 327 million people in America, and probably, 500 million of us in American history. Only 45 have been able to pull it off. So you kind of have to be delusional to run for that office anyway. And so Biden has ran over and over and over. I was listening to Michael Moore last night, and he was like, congratulations, this is the first time Biden's won in anything in like 30 years. So, you know, Biden, you know, on the one hand, none of us think he's going to win, but you ask any competitor, I want a shot, right? Like, if you ask Tom Brady, like, you lost to the Giants twice and to the Eagles, would you play that game over again, even if you knew you were going to lose? He'd say yes, because I want a shot, right? And so Biden's going to take the shot for sure. He's not gonna give up a chance at running for president, because we all think he's going to lose.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. It is clear that the DNC has no qualms about making it obvious that they do not want Bernie to control the party, and that's what it's about. And it's about AOC. It's about,
that's unbelievable.
You know, after when we do the election night special, we're just going to do a whole roll tape of how this all happened. You know, when Cenk declared war on the DNC, we're going to war. You know, the night of the election.
Yeah.
With his epic meltdown. That was actually a significant moment because that was before AOC came to prominence, and they decided that they were going to blow up the DNC, that they were going to cause divisions in the DNC, and that they were going to do a hostile takeover from within. And Bernie's obviously the figurehead of that, but AOC is kind of like the radical that says all the crazy stuff that they all believe, but she's sort of the figurehead, and you can't really touch her because she's a woman, and she's a woman of color. I mean, it was perfect.
Yep.
So that's what you're seeing is this power struggle within the DNC, and the DNC saying there's no way in the world we're going to allow Bernie to run the party.
That's terrible.
And you got to understand, like, you know, the Republicans didn't like Trump because he was like the complete diametric opposite of everything that the Republican Party stood for. But if you look at Trump's policies, he's basically Bill Clinton. Like, Bill Clinton was hard on immigration. He was talking about getting people off of welfare. You know, it's the economy, stupid, focusing on the economy and not this other stuff. There was no identity politics and all this other stuff during Clinton's America. So this is what happened is that the Democrats have shifted, the popular ones have shifted so far left that a guy like Donald Trump, who is a leftist, I mean, Donald Trump is the only president who supported gay marriage before it became popular. He's the only president that supported gay marriage before he was even elected. Obama wasn't, you know, Hillary wasn't, none of these people did. So if we jumped in a time machine to the mid-90s, Trump would have been a Democrat, he would have been a leftist.
Yeah, I was surprised. Okay, well, I was already surprised when Trump was running to be president, but I didn't actually think that he was running on the Republican side.
Right.
I thought for sure he was going to be a Democrat.
But the Democrats, especially the popular vocal ones, and the most popular Democrats in the world right now are AOC and Bernie. They are so far left that these people really believe that Trump is a right-winger. He's not. He is Bill Clinton. And then, you know, conversely, you had Obama. Obama, toward the end of his presidency, basically said, you know, 10 years ago, I would have been basically a Republican. So these guys, you know, Trump and Obama, they're kind of very... And so, you know, the rhetoric is on completely opposite side of the planet, but the policies are extremely similar. Aside from Trump's, you know, prison reform stuff, where Clinton wanted hundreds of thousands of black people in jail, and so he could feed the prison industrial complex, and actually Trump's against it. But that was kind of the only deviation. Never forget, dear listener, that it was Biden and Hillary and Bill who brought us the crime bill. It was Hillary that called people like me super predators who need to be brought to heel, etc., etc., etc. So, I mean, so what's happening with Bernie, though, is that this would be a fundamental reorganization of what it means not only to be a Democrat, but to be an American. So what Bernie would be doing if he had the reins of the party is vastly different from what Trump would be doing. Like I said, Trump is basically Bill Clinton. That's not a fundamental reorganization. It is a reorganization as far as the rhetoric goes, because for a long time the Republicans had kind of been intimidated by the whole politically correct, you're this, you're homophobic, you're xenophobic, you're racist. So the Republicans are like, oh, we don't want to do that, especially under Obama's America. And Trump came in and said, no. I'm going to say what's in my head and whatever. We'll let the chip fall where they may. So Trump changed the rhetoric of the Republican Party.
Yes.
But he did not fundamentally change the policy of what it means to be a Republican or an American.
Right.
You know, Trump's whole thing was make America great again, which is let's go back to the way that we were in certain areas, right? What Bernie would be doing if he won the party would be completely and fundamentally changing everything.
Yes.
What it means to be a Democrat.
Yes.
What it means to be an American.
Right.
Etc.
Right.
And so the DNC power brokers are saying, no way.
Yep.
No way, no how. So now you've got Amy Klobuchar, who is now going to be campaigning for Biden, which probably means that all the delegates that she earned and won are going to go to Biden. Because if she's campaigning for him, there's no other way to look at it. And I'm assuming that Mayor Pete's delegates are going to go to Biden as well. And they're going to stack as many. And I look for Bloomberg to do a similar thing. Maybe he's going to wait till after. I mean, this is a day before Super Tuesday. This is very uncommon.
Yeah. Well,
this is extremely uncommon.
I think honestly that's just terrible. That's terrible for the Democratic Party to do something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I understand why they're doing it now that you've given that explanation, and that makes perfect sense. I just think that, like, wow, if the people are deciding that that's what they want, then you should be about the will of the people.
These people have a fundamental resentment for their own constituency. They really do. They resent their own people, the Democratic. They really do. Whereas the Republicans in 2016, they were basically saying, are you guys serious? This guy is crazy. What are you talking about? It's going to be a bloodbath. And so the regular people on the Republican side were like, too bad. That's what we want. And they said, fine. And then they looked around and started to work, and now they're all Trump blue through and through. You saw during the Trump rally in Carolina where he was listing all the people that he destroyed in debates.
Yes.
And he goes, oh, I'm not going to mention that guy's name because we're friends now.
Yeah.
But the two guys that weren't his friends and didn't bow the knee to him, they only had 1%. So there we go. Wow. Unbelievable stuff. Love your neighbor.
Take care of each other.
Middle America.
We are the media.
Till next time, guys.